Blessings on all of you for gathering together for this beautiful pre-sanctified divine liturgy. Thanks to our beautiful combined choir who led us very peacefully in tonight's service. We've been reflecting all week on one aspect of the blessing of Great Lent. And what I've been drawing your attention to since Sunday night is that Lent is a time like this service where we quiet down. This is not the fully bright, loud, exuberant divine liturgy that we are used to on Sunday mornings and feast days. It's quiet, it's subdued. In some ways it's slow. And that's what this Lenten season invites us to do. And we're only a few days into Lent, but I want to encourage you, if you haven't yet slowed down, don't waste any more Lenten days. We have to slow down. If we don't slow down during Lent, we pass by it and we miss it. But if we slow down, and the whole goal is not just to slow down, but to stop and to recover the reality that we have so often missed in our very loud and fast-paced lives. We've been reflecting on what Lent teaches us once we slow down and then hopefully stop. And the first thing we noticed at that first moment of Great Lent during the Vespers of Forgiveness Sunday is that we're afflicted. We talked about how we're afflicted many ways, physically and emotionally, and most importantly, spiritually. Because if we don't recognize our affliction, what healing is there that we're going to be seeking and therefore open to? And we talked a lot about in the next couple nights that when we slow down and we quiet down, we relearn that this world that we experience so often as loud really is quiet. That in its nature, in the way that God created this world, it really is a very quiet place. We reflected, I think it was last night, on the fact that when we slow down and eventually hopefully stop, we notice that in our lives when we so often are worried and anxious about things, we find that all the help that we need comes from God. We sing that in the beautiful hymn, "The Lord of the powers be with us, for we have none other help than thee." And when we have his help, we have all the help we need. Tonight I want to draw you into one more aspect, and it's similar to the last one, but it really is distinct. For those of us that received Holy Communion, to some degree we fasted today. We came to church somewhat hungry. Some might experience that as somewhat empty. Growling stomachs, maybe a little bit weak, maybe some of us a little bit dizzy. And then we discover something miraculous. That with a small little morsel, barely more than a crumb, we found ourselves filled. We found ourselves satisfied. We heard in the Gospel tonight, ask and we will receive. And sometimes we're so confused that why is it so often we ask but we don't receive? Well, I think too often we're asking for the wrong thing. The things that we will always receive are the things that we need. And in some ways there is a satisfaction, a fullness that we only get when we slow down and in some ways empty out. When we are full, when we are self-satisfied, it's very hard to recognize the goodness that God comes and with very small portions fills us with. And so it's one more dimension, one more way that the church is inviting us to slow down, to quiet down, to stop, and then to look around and see the world as God has created it and given it to us. So I hope tonight's experience will be one more lesson, one more example, one more encouragement for us to stop seeking our self-satisfaction, which is never enough. We want more and more and more, and we think we've had enough, and the minute that we're just a little bit less than full, we go looking for more. Well, this Lent will teach us that seeking will never, ever satisfy. When we go to God and we seek even just a little bit from him, we have all that we need. So may God bless us as we continue our Lenten journey. Tomorrow night, we'll gather together for the Great Compline service and for the fourth quarter, the fourth part of the canon of St. Andrew of Crete. God willing, I will not be here with you, but I'll be serving that service and praying that service in Oklahoma City. I've been asked to be the retreat speaker for the coming weekend and a few other events throughout the weekend. So, God willing, with your prayers, I'll have safe travel. I'll be there. But in the Spirit, we're all one together. I look forward to being back with you all, God willing, on Monday. But lots more to have coming our way. We have not only Compline tomorrow night, Friday morning for those who are able, we'll have the Presanctified Liturgy here in the chapel at 9 a.m. And then we gather together for the first of the Akatha services Friday night, and then Saturday night Vespers, we go into the services Sunday. God bless you. Please join us for a Lenten potluck. You may not have brought anything, and that's okay. God always provides and makes enough. So please, whether you brought something out, please join us, and let's break our fast together. God bless you all.